Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jenny Montgomery. We've got some great performances to talk about. The Augusta Players season finale, Anastasia, and the Les Reagan Singers retro 60s and 70s concert. But first, I'm delighted to have the first woman mayor of Warrenton, Georgia with me, the Honorable Janice Thigpen. Warrenton is located in Warren County, about 45 miles from Augusta. At the end of 2020, Mayor Thigpen was Judge Thigpen. She was looking forward to retiring as Warren County's chief magistrate and probate judge. She had served on the bench for 16 years. Her office handled probate, magistrate, elections, traffic court, and vital records in Warren County. And before becoming a judge, she was the bookkeeper at Briarwood Academy for nearly 14 years. So, what does one do after retiring from a 30-year career serving students and serving all citizens countywide? Well, run for mayor, of course. And I know that you all join me in welcoming the Honorable Mayor Janice Thigpen. And so, Janice, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you're here with us. And I just have to say that as you retired at the end of 2020, you were stepping down then from the bench, and you said you were looking forward to playing some golf and having time to read and travel and do yard work. Well, what happened to that?
Well, I hadn't picked up a golf club since 2020. I have picked up a shovel and a hoe.
Okay.
But, well, I missed it. I missed being with people. So I just woke up one morning, much like I did with probate when I was 50.
Yeah.
I woke up one morning and decided, hey, maybe I should run for mayor. And luckily, it just kind of fell into place.
Yeah. Well, you know, I love that, and it's really. I was going to ask you. You answered my next question. I was going to say, did you know you were going to eventually run for mayor, or was it something you just had time on your hands and suddenly thought, I miss being in it?
Well, I'm kind of like Aaron Napier on Hometown.
Okay. Yeah.
I love my hometown.
Yeah.
And I want to see it grow and develop, and I want lots of people there. And I don't want to talk about it. I want to help do it.
Okay, I
So,
love that.
you know, that's my goal.
Well, because, you know, there is always that argument, you know, so many people that complain about things, and they complain about elected officials, or they complain about whatever. Well, you know, put your money where your mouth is.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful, my council members are strong. We have a great assistant at the office that does just about everything. And we have great leadership in Warrenton. John Graham's, of course, is our chairman, and he has a good board. And we've got a lot of energetic people in Warrenton. Jeffrey Fowler's with our chamber, and it's just, it's encouraging to see these people.
Well, I like it that you talk about the good energy, and I wonder, what do you think, what kind of energy and leadership do you think a woman brings to that role?
Well, now, I think women are very strong. I think we're the steel magnolias.
Yeah, I do too.
And I think our insight is just as important as a male. And I think we bring a little bit of charm, a little bit of extra, and we see things sometimes that men don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I'll be able to help.
Well, you've cemented your place in history as the first woman mayor. That's got to feel really great.
Well, it is. It's fun, and I hope it encourages another female to want to do this as well. Yeah, yeah.
As we are sitting here talking, I can't help but think she has looked at my questions. You are answering things before I have a chance to ask them. My next question was going to be any particular goals that you have, and you said growth. You know, you're interested in growth.
And we have our city hall in an old building that honestly is older than dirt, and we needed a new face. So a building came available that we owned, and we jumped at the chance, and it's working. It's great. So our architect is on board, and we're about to start our bids, and I hope that we can get them in a new and fabulous building by maybe August or September.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You know what else you have in Warrenton?
What's that?
You have a historic post office.
Yes, we do.
And do you know what's on that post office?
What?
Your post office was a nuclear fallout shelter.
Uh-uh.
Yes, there were several hundred, I think, designated
I have
in
seen
our.
that
Yes,
sign.
you've seen
Yes,
the thing.
yes.
I love this because I'm telling her something about Warrenton, and I can thank our George Escala because several years ago George did an Out There Somewhere in Warrenton, and we're showing some of the video right now. But the idea was, did you realize that this is a historical marker?
I did not.
This post office was a fallout shelter if it was ever going to be needed.
How about that?
Yeah, and it still has.
Well,
the,
maybe
the sign on
I
it.
hope we don't have to go, but at least we know where it is, right?
You know where it is. Well, I think that's really neat. I also want to talk about one more thing, and you alluded to it earlier, and that is the idea of starting over. Because when you were 50, and you were, I guess at the time you were working at Briarwood, but you woke up one morning and you said to your husband, I'm going to run for probate judge.
And it was amazing. It was hard work, the hardest work I've ever done to campaign. And we have a small county. How these bigger counties, these people do it, I do not know. But we worked, and it took us all summer. We had a big map, and when we would go down a road, I would highlight it.
Wow. So you were like door to door,
yes,
meeting
I was.
the people. Yeah.
And it was hard, but it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I feel like, I hope I've helped some people. I still hear from people that I helped along the way, and it's wonderful to hear from them. So.
Well, somebody who does think you did a whole lot of good
and
helped a lot of people is the sheriff.
Really?
And he said something really nice about you. And when we come back from the break, I'm going to read you what the sheriff said as you retired.
Okay.
Stick around. Our conversation with Mayor Janice Thigpen continues right after this break. And welcome back, everyone. We're talking today with the mayor of Warrenton, Georgia, the Honorable Janice Thigpen. And I want to share something. The sheriff of Warren County said when she retired from the bench as chief magistrate and probate judge. Now, this is from Sheriff Joe Peebles.
Okay.
Janice was a very caring person. She was honest with the people she was dealing with. She was honest to her beliefs. She was honest to the law, and she treated everybody fairly. And he said it was an honor to have worked with you.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
How does that
I'll
make you
have
feel?
to tell him. I'll have to thank him when I see him. So, and by the way, he's been the sheriff of Warren County longer than anybody else in Warrenton.
It's amazing.
It is.
Wow.
It truly is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess that sort of goes back to what you were saying. I mean, I'm assuming he loves his county.
He does.
Just like you love your home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a sweet place. It really is. And we're hoping for that growth to come our way. You know? So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, one thing that you could grow is you could have Miss Jane's Restaurant do a franchise. You could do a satellite location maybe in Evans.
Isn't it
What do you think?
wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? And we also have a great Mexican restaurant. We also have a restaurant that serves steak now, and we're getting a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So we're growing.
That's smorgasbord of
growing,
options. I love it. I
yes.
love it. Well, now, do you have any memorable cases that you remember from your time on the bench? Anything that just surprised you?
Well, I had one little guy, and he came up to the front of the courtroom, and he said, I said, how fast were you going? He said, well, I was going pretty fast. And I said, well, do you have a reason? He said, Judge, if you'd been in the car with my sister-in-law, you would have gone even faster. So that's one good one. That's one good one. So, but I had many. And gosh, they were just, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is really neat. Now, you are inspired to serve your community. What do you think led to that? You know, why do you want to keep doing it?
I grew up in Warrenton. My husband grew up in Warrenton. He left for a little while, but came back. He went to Georgia Tech, and I went to Atlanta. We were married, and I worked while he went to Tech. And we knew that we wanted to come back home, and I wanted home to be great. And Warrenton has been great. I just want to see it get even better. And so that's what we did. We moved back to Warrenton, and we could have probably gone anywhere. But we decided Warrenton was the place we wanted our children to grow up in and know that feeling. Yeah.
And you have grandchildren now.
Oh my goodness,
And
yes.
just-
My oldest, Kate, is 18 and she just got accepted to Georgia Tech. And our next one is Lucy. She'll be starting the 9th grade this year. She's a cheerleader. And then I have Jane Fulton, who is a cheerleader and soccer player. And then I have the sweetest little grandboy, Callaway. And Callaway's a baseball player and a golfer.
Wow.
Yeah. So we
Wonderful.
stay busy.
That's
We stay
wonderful.
busy. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What have you learned about yourself in the different twists that your career has taken you?
I've learned that you're not always right. And you have to learn to listen. And that's why I love my council members so much. They listen to me and then they kind of rein me back in a little bit. And that's great. That's great. And I've had to learn some patience, which I was never really, a lot of patience was not my forte. But I've learned that, you just take life one day at a time now and enjoy it, because we never know. We never know, do we?
No.
So I enjoy those grandkids more, and I think I do a better job with my grandkids than my children, because I know how fast it goes.
You know, isn't that the truth?
Oh, yes.
And there is, I find, because I have a little 7-month-old grandbaby, and I just
Pretty grandchild, yes.
I just love holding him,
Touching.
and taking the time, and not feeling the pressure of, oh, I really need to do these
Absolutely.
clothes. Or,
You don't.
No,
You
it's
don't.
Just, I just
and
love
I
them.
did raising my children.
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
right.
And I hate that. And I have learned to really enjoy my grandchildren.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right. And I've also learned that, when people say it's all in God's time and God gives you children at the right time of your life, isn't that the truth?
I mean,
What I
really.
did in my 30s, I don't know how. I don't know how.
I do yard work, and I have to do a little bit at alone now. I can't get it all done, but I enjoy it.
Oh, well, Janice Thigpen, it has been delightful talking with you this
I've
afternoon.
loved it.
Thank you
I've
for taking
loved
the
it.
time to come to
Thank you
Augusta.
for having me.
Absolutely, and we just look forward to seeing what you continue to do
Well, come to
in
Warrenton.
beautiful Warrenton,
I
Georgia.
invite anybody to come. Anybody.
Sounds good.
Thank
Sounds
you
good.
so much.
All righty. We'll be right back.